Welcome back to the Metaphiles, episode 72. This episode is about... Help me out here.
Oh.
Vigilantes. It's about us and the world and the why. And I'm Jason, and we talk to you. It's a podcast that talks to you. Yeah. Welcome back.
My finger hurts.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Whoa.
Oh. Welcome back to... false alarm. Yeah, it's about vigilantes. Is it vigilantes or vigilantes?
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought it up.
We'll never know.
I'm glad that we'll never know.
We'll never know.
Nope. That is the one thing we will not cover on this episode.
The one thing.
Yes. We're doing it.
And if there's some vigilante YouTuber out there who wants to comment with a correct pronunciation...
Or a vigilante YouTuber.
Mm-hmm.
If there's one or both of those. What would a YouTube vigilante do?
I think all YouTubers think they're vigilantes. I think it's part of the YouTube, the whole fucking thing they do.
Yeah. They think
on YouTube, I'll start a channel on YouTube.
They think YouTube is corrupt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's up to me to go out there on
it's up to me,
the
Joe
streets.
Rogan.
It's up to me, Joe Rogan or Rogan.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to me, Joe Rogan.
It's up to me, Joseph Rogan.
The Vigilante.
The Vigilante.
Vigilante Roganti.
Ooh.
It's up to Vigilante Roganti to get into the alleyways of YouTube, which is the comment section.
That's right.
And say, you spelled that incorrectly. You are a cuck.
Hey, cuck, you misspelled vigilante. How many times have you gotten that?
Every time, it feels like.
Hey, cuck.
we had a person doing some vigilanteism on our own comment section. We could address that if we would like to.
Yeah, if we would like to.
If we would, we could.
But you know how you deal with vigilantes?
How? How?
You call them cucks.
Yeah. And listen, I pitched this topic and I made a promise to Jay. I'm going to try really hard not to take it into comic book territory. But I got to do just a little bit. If old J. Jonah Jameson, when he was trying to stop that masked menace old webhead Spider-Man, had just put on the headline of the Daily Bugle, Spider-Man is a cuck. Would it have stopped him? Would he have hung up the old web shooters?
Yeah, Spider-Man's like, this is corruption. This is corrupt people in the city and trying to save innocent people. And innocent people who are even being saved be like, let go of me, cuck.
Nobody fucks my wife but me, Spider-Man responds.
Response from Spider-Man in the new paper. Did you see it? He said nobody fucks his wife but him.
He put it all up in webs.
He's not fighting crime anymore. He's too busy trying to convince the whole city he's not a cock.
This Spider-Man, he's gone down the tubes ever since he started being a cock.
And I fucked his wife last night.
And he was watching. I mean, I assume it was him.
He could have stopped me. He's Spider-Man, and he didn't.
Guy wearing a Spider-Man mask was watching me fuck some lady.
He likes it.
It seemed like he liked it.
Hey, maybe he was Spider-Man, maybe he wasn't. I don't know.
I don't know, but
a whole nother role play layer. I don't know.
So
nobody got saved from Spider-Man that night, suspiciously. Least of all that woman.
So like that. See, talking about comic books is fun.
We were really talking about cocks. That's the second time I've gotten a bubble in my throat.
Oh. Is it because you... Like, do you think your throat wants to be talking like this episode? Like a vigilante would?
So now that we're done briefly touching on the whole topic book aspect of this topic.
This doesn't have to do with that.
Previously agreed upon being
This has nothing to do with comic books.
Yeah, huh.
I could be talking like this if I was just a guy who
saw... Daytime, or the morning show with Zach.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Hi. Oh my God, we're going to have so much fun today. We've got somebody who's going to teach you how to weave your own Easter baskets.
With my co-host, Kathy Lee.
Hey, Kathy, how you doing? How was your weekend?
Well, pretty good. I don't know.
Thanks, that's cool.
That's great. Hey, did you know that you can make empanadas really, really easily? We're going to find out how. But first...
That's such a perfect topic for a morning show.
But first, time to dance.
Kathy Lee's like,
I love dancing. I love empanadas too. I'm even a big empanada.
Tequila.
Vigilantes
and us.
Yeah.
We did have somebody who's trying to squash us on YouTube.
Yeah. How do you take to that? I don't cotton much to it.
It's not my favorite comment that I've read of ours.
There's a lot to choose from.
There are so many. Yeah.
I remember that one.
I remember that one. That's it. But I like both of those ones more than this one. It's multiple ones. Do we want to read them? Do we not?
Nah, fuck it.
Do your own research, folks.
Yeah.
It's hard out here being a vigilante.
You know, it is.
We were briefly being vigilantes against the algorithm.
Oh, we still are.
We still are.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
This is Lonnie. Lonnie the Vigilante. He doesn't like algorithms either. He comes from a far off place.
I bet if we asked him if he liked them, that he could shake his head no.
Why don't you go ahead and ask him that right now?
Lonnie, the Vigilante, do you like algorithms?
So he shakes his head.
Wow. Very adamantly does not like them.
Clearly.
Thanks, Lonnie. We'll check back with you in a little while. But returning to our top story.
Mm-hmm. Also a fixture on every morning show is the Tribal Mask sidekick segment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, an ill wind is blowing.
Mm-hmm.
A wind of crime, perhaps.
Ooh. Can we rely on the normal crime-fighting channels to curb this crime?
The corrupt police force?
Oh, no, they're corrupt?
Oh, they're so corrupt. Haven't you heard the acronym all corruption, all by God?
All corruption, all by God.
That's what they're saying about all the police these days. These days.
Well, okay. So yeah, vigilanteism.
Yes.
Still struggling with the pronunciation, but I don't.
I want us to keep switching back and forth.
Okay.
The whole episode.
Sure. Vigilantism.
Yeah. Remember which way you said it every time, and then say it the other way the next time.
Now it's hard.
Yes.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay. But given that all corruption, all by God, and that a crime wind is blowing in, who will save our city? And it leads to the question here in segment 1, Vigilantes and us.
Also, that vigilantes that you just said, the way you said it, let's go ahead and use the beats me for a little bit of a different purpose to catalog the different ways we're going to be saying vigilantes. I'll include that one in a second myself.
Vigilante.
Boom. Okay. Vigilant. Boom.
Great.
Keep track of it. Anyways.
Could it be us, Jay? What would it take? What would it take for
us
you?
To become, for me to become a...
We could be a crime-fighting duo.
It needs to be a separate answer.
Yes.
Don't you think?
Sure.
To make it more interesting.
Yeah, let's come up with our own origin stories and motivations and then see if we can work together successfully.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
So what would it take me to become
Yes.
a vigilant?
Ooh, should that...
Yeah, let's get there. Vigilant. Number 3. Yeah. Les vigilants.
Wait.
And it's such like a big question. It's
Yes.
like now I got to cook up this whole scenario, this hypothetical scenario.
Right.
You know, of like...
Do you want me to go first? Because I actually did think of mine earlier.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, why don't you please set a precedent for me to
Look,
help me out.
normally I try not to have a pre-baked answer to the questions like that.
But sometimes it's impossible.
It's true, you know.
Yeah.
I try and steer my mind away from
Sure.
those things throughout the day, but today I happened upon one.
I spend the majority of every day steering my mind away from things.
Sure.
You know, sometimes I am not successful.
Yeah.
And instead of steering away from them, I just plow head on into them for the detriment of not only myself, but those around me, including my loved ones.
Yeah.
And it happens on a daily basis. So you know what? I'm not here to judge.
Thank you.
Sure.
Until we do our episode judgments.
Oh, that's a good one. That'll be fun.
I don't know that it will. That's a little scary, actually. I had a head-on collision with an answer to this question.
Literally?
No.
Or figuratively? Okay.
Figuratively.
Mm-hmm.
I was discussing with former guest of the show, Michael Sadler, our first guest, about how he needs to get his phone replaced.
Yeah.
And he is being told it's going to cost him $200 to do that. Whereas when I had to get my own phone replaced recently, it cost me $25 because I pay insurance. But the insurance, you are guaranteed to have to use because these phones are built to break within 1 year. So I essentially did pay $200 for my phone. They just made me do it for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about what a racket that was.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about what a racket it is.
Mm-hmm.
And what a corrupt system it is. And Michael said, I wish we could just go back to flip phones. I said, yes, if you could put the technology to call a lift on a flip phone, then I'd be done with the smartphone thing forever. I'd give up all my thumbsucker games.
Mm-hmm.
I'd give up having YouTube on a smaller screen. I'd give it all up.
Yeah.
Just flip phone, but it can call a lift. And it occurred to me I would become a vigilante who fights against the smartphone industry.
Man, that's a good one.
And I would be
That really is,
I would be Motorola Man. Or Mantorola or Manta Roller.
Oh, no, Motorola.
Motorola. I would be the Motorola.
That's got to be it, yeah.
The motor roller.
Uh-huh.
And as Motorola, I would go through the city streets, and anybody who I saw who was having any trouble at all with their smartphone, I would knock it out of their hand and replace it with a prepaid flip phone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
With the number for a taxi service already in it. And that's how I would save the city.
Yeah. I think I'd be hard-pressed to find and I mean this sincerely, to find a better vigilante that I could get behind more than that.
Yes. And and when I thought of it, I thought, Jay's going to support this, so I have to bring it to the show.
Yes.
And that's the origin story of how I decided that I would bring my idea from the car earlier onto the podcast, and that is my origin story as Motorola.
It's the Motorola. Put your phones away. I don't want a smartphone. I don't want a flip phone. Yeah, you know what? I mean, really, it's like... like you said, like, I'll give up the ability to have a small YouTube on my phone. It's like, what? How? It never oh, look at this really funny video. Show somebody else. They never laugh. They never think it's funny.
No.
They're like, and you're like, oh, okay.
In fact, when
Every
you
time.
hand that to a person, what you're really saying to that person is, hey, figure out a way to not make me feel embarrassed in the next 30 seconds. That's what you're really saying.
Hey, I saw this video. Do you think it can... Do you think keep me from being embarrassed as I show it to you and it turns out to not be really that funny? Cool. Here it is. Just, can you hear it? Can you see it?
And then it's 30-second countdown to like, okay, I can say like, pretty good. I'll say it like that. I'll say, pretty good.
Yeah, cool. I love smartphones.
No, 3's too many. Okay. Pretty good. Okay. Video over. Pretty good.
So you don't even watch the video, you just spend the whole video rehearsing of how you're going to be like, pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I go home later, watch the video, see if I really liked it or not.
You're like, that's really funny.
It was actually pretty good.
That's a really good vigilante.
Thank you. So the Motorola is out, fighting Apple and Samsung and whatnot, but on a street level.
Mm-hmm. I got mine.
All right, here we go.
Let me give me a little bit of time to think of the name for it,
Okay.
but the concept is I would prevent people from buying Five Guys burgers and fries.
Pretty specific. You don't like their burgers and or fries?
Not at all, because they... So, I mean, you got... Obviously, people know it's overpriced. An exorbitant amount of money for... Because they're... You got to buy the... They don't have combos. You got to buy the burger. You got to buy the fry.
They don't have combos.
Exactly. You have to be like, I want this burger, and then I want this fry, and then I want this drink. You can't... There's no combo. You have to buy them all separate. And it comes out to like over $20 for what would be a combo.
This is corruption.
Thank you. And
all corruption. Oh my God.
it goes so much deeper. This is the tip of the iceberg of this corruption.
Are we through the looking glass now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else?
We're through the crunchy peanut floor of inside the Five Guys restaurant because they just leave out peanuts.
Yeah.
Classic
Frankly,
corruption move.
I don't think anybody's actually eating the peanuts in there. I think they scatter them around. I think it's all for show.
Yeah.
It's a facade. It's false front.
Yeah, back in 2019, they couldn't afford it anymore. There's artificial peanuts.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I know. So, but the thing is, like, if it was just that, and it was, like, actually good, and this is where I feel like I might get some villains coming back at me.
Mm.
But it's not good. It's actually worse than, like, Wendy's hamburger. It's shittier. It tastes... There's no flavor to it. People think it's better because they have this whole system where you have a bunch of different ingredients. Like, oh, let me get chopped peppers and grilled onions and stuff, and let me combine all my different ingredients on top of the burger, and that makes it good. Which is like, that doesn't make a burger good. The patty makes a burger good.
Yeah.
Not the fucking shit you pile onto a subpar patty. That's $20. Okay. I'm sorry.
Well, here's the thing.
What's up? Careful.
I just don't
I'm a
want...
loaded pistol right
I
now.
can tell, and this is my exact note for you in this moment.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that your sense of... Your thirst for vengeance, your hunger for vengeance...
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
...is not clouding your actions moving forward.
I mean, they might. So my mission statement is just that people shouldn't buy Five Guys. It's not good for anybody. They think it's good, but all they're really doing is stopping themselves from eating a better burger at a much cheaper price.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a crime?
Not so far, but I do need to know...
Now kill anybody that buys Five Guys.
First of all, I have a pitch for you for your name.
Sure. What do you got?
Second of all, I need to know how you're going to take action. You're going to need to be careful.
I think I can get pretty creative, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it that if you see somebody eating a Five Guys burger, you slap it out of their hands and replace it with a Wendy's burger?
No.
Okay.
No, not that direct.
Okay. Well, here's
much more nefarious.
Oh, no.
Well, nefarious for justice.
Okay.
Kind of like...
So you're definitely something of an
the
anti...
Bush administration, yeah.
So you're something of an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, here's what I think your name should be.
What's up?
The One Guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
One Guy.
One guy. Oh no, it's one guy. I could go for Five Guys burgers and fries. I don't know. Look up there. It's the one guy symbol.
Look, it's one guy.
My method would be to okay, so it'd be a little bit tough. I'd have to automate some programming for it to do it, but I could get some programmer friends that are able to do it.
You're going to have a hacker, a person in the chair.
Person in the chair. We're talking, black hat, man. Using good, using bad for good. The classic vigilante. And he would automate like about 100,000 Uber Eats accounts, and they would all order Uber Eats, endlessly throughout the day, and it would just jump to different accounts and emails and cards that were all fabricated. And it would just attack every Five Guys location in the country with constant fake orders. They wouldn't be able to tell what's their real orders or not.
And sending all of these, sending everybody out to
Yep.
plant these burgers, fries, and drinks all sold separately at bunk locations.
Hopefully it wouldn't get that far, and the drivers wouldn't get involved. The restaurants would just be like, clearly these aren't real, but it doesn't matter because we still can't determine which ones are real.
We just have to halt production entirely.
Yeah, because we can't tell because there's literally 500 orders that came in the last minute.
Yeah.
It can't all be real. So, but
Guys,
somebody's ordering food. Shut down restaurants.
Guys, it's Doug here. Listen, we are going to have to not make any more burgers today. They have hacked into the mainframe. One guy has done it again. We cannot make any burgers today.
How did you nail Five Guys manager Doug so perfectly?
Well, I don't want to get into alter egos or anything, but
you know what? You're really starting to turn this overall into a comic book episode.
no, I'm not.
No, I'm not. I mean, it's really just like we're writing our own comic book at this point.
No, we're not. We're talking about injustices in the real world that happen to real people and what real people like you and me are going to do about it. 10
years of like gritty comic book movies like Kick-Ass.
They never
like
dealt with burgers or phones.
Okay.
Things real people deal with every day.
I got my eye on this. Okay.
I will tread carefully. I will say that I want to know what happens when A, the Five Guys come after you, and B, the ghost of Steve Jobs and whoever runs Android comes after me. Probably it is an Android, I have to imagine. And if Motorola and one guy have to team up.
Yeah, so you're
together.
In other words, you're asking where does this entire series of comic book go? That
No,
we're
I'm
writing
asking-
from scratch here? Like
no.
we couldn't get any more comic book than
No.
writing our own comic book?
No, I'm asking what
Oh my
we
God.
would do if this was real life for us in real life.
I'm putting a stop to it, okay?
You feel like there's corruption here at the table?
I just feel like we made a very clear agreement to not make this comic booky.
We haven't.
We don't have to make it comic booky.
We aren't.
Okay.
I'm talking
Good.
about what we'd really do.
If Five Guys came after me in that case, what I would really do, well, obviously in the first place, I'd take great measures to obfuscate my identity.
Yeah.
Which
wear
would,
some kind of a mask, maybe.
and you know what I would do? I would contact Dave of Wendy's notoriety, founder of Wendy's, in fact.
Yeah.
He's dead, but hey, that's never
He's dead.
stopped this comic book bullshit anyways.
Well, we're not talking about comics. We're talking about real life. But he is dead. But maybe
Let's say
you could.
he's still alive.
Maybe you could call him on some kind of a time travel phone or something.
Or Dave Jr. They have those at the store, so there must be a Dave Jr.
Yeah, he fucked.
Yeah.
Dave fucked.
You think you make a successful fast food chain like Wendy's and you don't fuck? You don't get it in?
No.
I
mean, he basically named his whole business after how he fucks.
Wendy's?
Yeah. He made a person because he fucks. And he was like, I'm going to name my restaurant after the person I made from how I fuck.
I'm hungry. That That guy fucks. Let's try his old burgers.
Maybe
Yeah,
then.
they're probably good burgers. I mean, he fucks.
Maybe if I get food from there, maybe I'll fuck.
Look at Dave's double. No, I would just contact Dave and be like, listen.
Hey, is that a Wendy's bag you're carrying? Wow.
Did you see the Wendy's bag that he had? And I'd just be like, you're in my corner, right, Dave?
Yeah, on the time travel phone.
Well,
That you build in real life.
Dave Jr., his son.
Oh, yeah, right.
Because again, there are junior bacon cheeseburgers at Wendy's.
Yes.
So he clearly had a son named, and he was a junior, and I'd get with him and be like, your dad would have supported me in my war against Five Guys. And what can you provide me with, what's it called? Amnesty? Not amnesty. When you go to a country and they protect you from the other country.
Diplomatic immunity.
Diplomatic immunity.
Yes.
And he would give it to me.
Yeah.
And behind the resources and the army and the strong arm of the much bigger franchise of Wendy's, I would be protected from the Five Guys coming to try to stop me.
Absolutely. You
And
could
then
also...
Nobody would eat Five Guys again.
As a backup plan, you could also get all of the actors who have played Colonel Sanders in the commercials who are still with us.
Colonel Sanders. Oh, so they...
You know how they had like 20 different people playing him?
Yeah.
Get all them on board.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like do an actor's strike.
Yeah.
If Five Guys doesn't let me destroy the restaurant,
Yeah.
might work.
Picket signs. Yeah.
Let's
Wait.
let Jason Sudeikis act again. Boycott Five Guys burgers and fries.
We need more
I think he was one of
Sudeikis.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Ted Lasso in 7 minutes and I'm starting to have dark thoughts.
That'll have to go in the hashtags Ted Lasso.
Oh, of course. Hashtag Ted Lasso all the time. I do want to say one thing really quickly before we go, because I know we're about to go. A lot of the places, if you are getting the smaller version of a burger, they call it the That Burger Junior. Which
A lot of places?
Is
I don't
it
know.
only
I think
Wendy's?
it's only Wendy's, man.
Okay. So back to how Dave fucks. He named the smaller burger the child of the larger burger, indicating that the burger itself fucks and makes a smaller burger for you to eat. Even his burgers fuck.
And so I kind of get where you're going. Five Guys, they ain't going to make any junior burgers.
No.
Or maybe they make a lot more. 5 times as many.
Well, I mean, we've never heard about the 5 gals or even 1 gal.
Yeah, you're right.
It's just big circle jerk over there.
Yeah. Five
Circle
Guys,
jerking all over peanut shells and
Yeah, fast food hamburger genealogy is it's not the fast food hamburger genealogy episode. Let's leave this for that episode,
no.
which surely is coming up clearly.
But just let it be known, Dave Thomas fucks.
Welcome to Leia Players.
I'm gonna kill you. Oh.
I just think about Five Guys.
Oh.
This is a part of the podcast where I think of a podcast might be better than this podcast, potentially. So we all remember and love James Lipton.
Sure. Of the Inside the Actors Studio.
So I think a good podcast would be Inside the Podcaster's Studio.
Oh.
And so, welcome back to Inside the Podcaster's Studio. Wow. I'm James Lipton.
Oh.
I'm here with Zach Caffrey of the Metafiles. So on brand.
Yep.
Zach.
Yes, James. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. If podcasts didn't exist,
You're
what
gonna have to
podcast
give
would you
me.
make?
You'll have to give me a minute, James. To
Go ahead, yes, take a minute. It's okay.
I'm ready. I believe the world
Okay.
now. I believe this world that you've described.
It's quite okay.
Your question?
If podcasts didn't exist, what podcast would you make?
I think that podcasts are so important.
Mm.
The things they can say and do, the people they can reach,
Yes.
that if it were up to me to create the first podcast,
Yes.
I feel like I would create a podcast that could pitch podcasts that were potentially better than the podcast itself,
Yes, go on.
so that every episode of the podcast could be, in effect, a brand new podcast, so that my single seed of the first podcast could birth a garden of other podcasts.
A garden,
Potentially.
Potentially, you say.
Potentially.
Exquisite. Exquisite, sir. Sir Caffrey.
Yes, James.
If a podcast was a food, what would it be?
A Five Guys burger.
Remarkable.
Because at Five Guys, I don't know if you knew this, you cannot order combos. You have to order each item separately.
I quite find that hard to believe.
I have it on good authority.
Yes, I see. Remarkable.
And in this case, vis-a-vis the podcast analogy, this way, each episode of the podcast must be listened to separate from each other episode. And the people will keep coming back to my garden
Simply amazing.
and plucking new fruits and vegetables episodes.
I am astounded at you, sir.
Thank you, James. Oh, I hope he asks me about my favorite curse word soon.
Sir Caffrey.
Yes, James.
Sometimes a podcaster must abruptly explode and express something in anything. If it might be a curse word, say, what would it be right now?
A curse word?
Yes.
Perhaps my favorite one.
Yes, your favorite.
Butthole.
Exquisite, sir. Oh.
Say it with me, James.
Yes.
Butthole. Butthole. Butthole.
Wow. Yes. Zach Cafferty,
James.
if a podcaster had to make out with one James Lipton live on TV, would they do it?
James.
Hypothetically.
A podcaster would not do this on television,
Yes.
because a podcaster would do this on a podcast.
Oh, wonderful. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, James.
This has been the Inside the Podcaster Studio. Please watch the podcast that Zach is on, The Metaphiles, where he will make out with me, James Lipton.
I would love to
The
have you
next
on a guest.
episode.
We have a pretty long list, but I would love to have you on.
Oh dear.
Eventually.
A long list.
It's quite a long wait.
Is Bob Dylan on that list?
Bob Dylan is on the list, yes.
What about that the German band? The German band Rammstein, are they on that list?
Each individual member, except for the one, I think, I'm pretty sure that the one is not coming on, because I think one of them is not coming on.
Oh dear.
Yeah. But yeah, all the rest of them, and you know, before that, any of that even, just kind of like a lot of my friends from Nashville, Tennessee are going to probably be on. Yeah.
Wow.
But, you know, we'll get you there eventually, champ. And Just, keep those lips wet.
Yes, I will. Thank you for watching Inside the Podcast Studio. Good night. And there we go.
Wow.
So it's
insightful.
James Lipton back from the dead, and instead of actors, it's podcasters.
He's back from the dead.
And
Sounds a little comic booky
sometimes
to
he
me.
has a little crush.
Yeah.
Some of his interviews.
Well,
It's not a big deal.
Hypothetically.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah, he wasn't pushy about it.
No, not a bit. Yeah.
Wow.
Think about it. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to the Metaphiles.
Hey.
This is segment 2. I don't know what you've been hearing or what they've been saying around your part, but this is segment 2. Make no mistake about it. And it's about vigilantes in the world. So.
Hey, are y'all doing segment 3?
Nope. God darn it. I said it's segment 2.
But are y'all talking about why vigilantes?
Shh.
Oh no, my house been dynamited. Who could have done this? I will have to don a mask and cape and discover on my own who has dynamited my home.
Apple H Man.
Appalachian man, here I go into the night to learn kung fu and such.
That fella Goro on the Mortal Kombat, I might be able to learn something from him.
Number one thing I learned now how to not get kicked in the nuts. I learned that already from him. Okay, I'll check back with y'all later.
Forearms still get punched in the nuts.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for that.
If you got 4 arms, 2 of them should be guarding your nuts all the time.
That's right.
Then you still got the other 2 to do everything a normal guy you're going to be fighting can do.
At least one cupping them, and then
Sure.
then you have 3 for fighting. But none, just hubris and arrogance.
Absolutely.
Blatant. So.
One hand of 4 cup your nuts.
Mm-hmm.
One hand of 4 cup your opponent's nuts. Just so you both know no nut stuff happening in this fight.
Okay. A little generous. If I have 4 arms, I'm not going to be that generous with them. For me.
I just think if he knows that his nuts are being cupped, he knows, well, I'm not getting kicked in the nuts, so I won't go there.
Nah. He would not do the same for you, believe me. Kick him in the nuts.
So we never will see an MMA fight where the 2 guys are just holding each other's crotches while they fight.
Which MMA have you been watching? Oh!
MMA X.
Oh.
Hey.
Hey. Oh, anyways.
Vigilantes in the world, Jay.
Uh-huh.
What better way than to just hear about some of them?
There's no better way. But first of all, let's vigilante accents from around the world. Italian vigilantes. Vigilante.
Ooh, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Vigilante.
And this guy, unwieldy.
Yes.
Um,
Here, I'll take Lonnie.
Give him a home. Lonnie, we love you, man. We love you, buddy. But yeah, that's...
Vigilante.
There we go. Lonnie, we want the best things to happen to you. All right. Podcasting is hard sometimes. Sometimes all the time. Okay.
In Australia, a vigilante known as the Black Rat patrols the streets.
It's a black rat, mate.
The Black Rats, yeah. Put your crimes away.
Put your crimes away. It's the Black Rat.
Patrols inner West Sydney by night.
Currently?
I believe so.
Whoa.
He wears an all-black body armor called the Rat Suit, which is partially made out of chainmail and can withstand the stabbing of knives.
Is all of his shit just going to be like Bat, but instead it's Rat?
I believe
he's
so.
Rat-Man,
I believe
Rat
so,
Suit,
yes.
Ratmobile? Okay.
Those are the only ones I know of for sure. But in addition to all the Bat type things, fedora. He went ahead and popped a fedora on as well. So,
Okay.
the Black Rat, it can be fashionable as well.
I guess.
He has stopped at least 2 cases of domestic violence, resulting in arrests, and has prevented 1 home invasion. That's all we know about the
His own home, ladies and gentlemen.
There was a guy who was going to break in here, but I stopped it.
Kicked him right in the plugger.
He was going to steal someone's fedoras.
Wow. But that's all. That's really it, huh? Stop 2 domestic violence.
That's all so far. Some of these are
Okay.
going to be more successful than others.
Yeah, it's more of like the deterrence, really.
Yes, and what I found with a lot of these, this is a very big topic.
Hey, this is a very big topic. Okay.
And B,
Oh, see.
a lot of the people who are doing these things, who are vigilantes, who are wearing masks and dressing up and such,
No jobs.
probably not some jobs, and also a lot of them are strictly in the humanitarian field. They wear costumes and they go out and they feed homeless people and things of this nature.
Sure.
Heroes, certainly, not crime fighters, not vigilantes.
Yeah, it's a classic pitfall of goodwill, justice, and uplifting of the less fortunate. It's just not that exciting, really.
Yeah,
Is it?
and if you're going to be doing it, you must be in costume. Because
Yeah.
if the police know you're out there feeding homeless people...
I almost want to be like, yeah, actually, shit, they'd find, it's a fucked up world, man. They'll fucking, anyways, what else you got?
Anyway, in Canada, vigilantism is illegal. But that has
Of
not
course,
stopped...
you can't do that.
That has not stopped the Surrey creep catchers from going around.
The Surrey creep catchers.
And what the Surrey creep catchers do is they all wear identical hoodies that have their logo on it. And they set up sting operations for,
like frat guys.
well, Canadian frat guys, I suppose, maybe. No, for what they call, based on prison slang, goofs.
Goofs.
Goofs. Goofs. Goofs.
Having had the good fortune of avoiding incarceration, I'm unfamiliar with that nomenclature.
As was I. Turns out, in prison, if somebody says that guy's a goof, what they mean is,
He's really funny.
no, he is a child molester. That guy's a goof.
What a goof.
This friggin' goof over here.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, indeed. But the Surrey creep catchers, led by a man named LaForge,
Jordy.
are out there.
So number one.
They're out there setting up stings, and then all of them are there at the location, and they run up on the goof, and they're all holding their phone to the goof, and they say, "You were doing this, and we know you were, and here's the messages, and that was you that sent the message, and everybody is gonna know you're a goof, and this is gonna be on Facebook and YouTube, you friggin' goof, and everybody on YouTube's gonna know you're goofing."
They really should think. They should just call it how it is.
They should.
Yeah.
They really should. But so then they do that. They say, you're going to be on Facebook and YouTube, and everybody that you know is going to know this.
Hell yeah.
And then LaForge, the leader of the Surrey creep catchers, says his patented catchphrase. This is in the article I read. He says this at the end of every one.
Not a little distasteful, frankly.
It all is, kind of. The police in Canada, by the way, said, don't do this. It's not really helping.
Just tell us.
But LaForge says his catchphrase, which is, "You're done, bud."
The most Canadian. Hey, bud, you're done.
You're done, bud.
Jesus Christ.
And that's what the creep catchers are up
You're
to.
done, bud.
You're done, bud.
Oh.
You're done, bud.
Wow.
And that's what the creep catchers are up to.
Yeah, they should just report it
Yes.
to the police.
Yes, they really should. But then how would the bud know that he's done? And that he's...
I got a feeling he'd know pretty soon.
Do you
You're
think
done, bud.
Do you think the police say you're under arrest, bud?
Yeah, they probably do, actually.
You're under arrest, bud.
Yeah.
And also you're done. In the UK.
Well, at least they are catching people. Shit. You know, either
They're
way.
really not, though.
Oh, no? Oh, shit. Okay.
But they're trying.
Bless them.
/ probably, selling t-shirts that say you're done, bud, on them. Which, I kind of want one.
Might be fun.
In the UK, specifically in London, a masked man known only as Angle Grinder Man exists.
Is he a skater?
No, that was my thought as
Yeah.
well. No, he uses a tool known as an angle grinder, which is a type of saw, to saw the wheel clamps off of parked cars that have had boots put on them. He roams the streets of London, freeing people from the tyranny of meter maids.
That's pretty dope.
His origin story, could you guess?
He had his car impounded 100 fucking times.
He had...
Drinking way too much and driving.
Well, I don't know about that, but he certainly sawed
parking
sawed a thing off of his own car and said, "This gives me an idea."
I don't think of any other people like this being on their tires.
And
I don't know where to get involved in their tires, dude.
Gotta beat these meter maids is corrupt, isn't it?
It's the Queen Streets.
And I watched a minute-long news broadcast.
They got a minute out of that, huh?
They sure
They
did.
got a full minute. Okay.
They sure did. Partly because they interviewed one of his, one of the saved.
Yeah, his benefactors.
Yes, this woman who literally referred to herself as a damsel in distress.
Oh, jeez.
She said it.
Pay your parking tickets, lady.
She said,
in distress.
I come out, I got boo on my car. Then, and I say, fuck.
Oh, fuck
you.
I owe the Queen money.
Fuck shit. I said, fuck shit.
She said that, really. It's different over there.
It's different over there.
Yeah.
She said, fuck shit. What am I going to do?
What am I going to do?
And then up runs this masked man. He says, if anyone can help, if anyone can fix this, Angle Grinder Man can, he says.
They really said that?
She said that he said that. Then he sawed it
Amazing.
off. I was
Beautiful.
free to go, a damsel in distress.
Oh,
Thank
man.
you, Angle Grinder Man, she said.
What a fucking hero, honestly.
He is. And then they cut to an interview with Angle Grinder Man.
Whoa, risky.
We got a soundbite. Oh, he was in... He's hidden. And here's what Angle Grinder Man said. There's not enough car parking spaces for people, and we got no public transit system to speak of. It's a complete joke. And yet, instead of us suing the government and the councils for shambolic mismanagement, we allow them to take back money from us, the very people that they've let down. Angle Grinder Man.
Damn. They think...
Nice fella.
Nice. Fella. They think they can get away with shambolic mismanagement all the time, and a lot of times, too many times, frankly, they do.
They always do, the council.
Thank you, Angle Grinder Man.
Now, there were truly stories of people of this nature all around the world. But I decided from here on out we're going to turn to the United States, which the article said it is the most prevalent here, probably because we like comic books the most. Now, I will say all of this sort of falls into the masked vigilante, what they call real life superhero kind of a thing. There are certainly other types of stories about vigilantism, and I read a lot of them, and
Vigilantism.
And I decided we were not going to talk about a lot of them because a lot of them are very grim origin stories of a person who took justice into their own hands after great and not funny injustices were done to them.
Yeah. Oh, what's up? You don't like comic books now? Suddenly, comic books are. You don't like real life comic books? That's real life comic books that normally happen. Goes like that, doesn't it?
They're not always funny. I mean, I don't watch what happened to Bruce Wayne's parents as a boy and think, ha 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 ha. I would be a real the Joker if I did. But we're not talking about comic books, are we?
No, we're not.
In the U.S. in 1974, a man named Captain Sticky drove about in what he called the Sticky Mobile.
Easy, Captain Sticky. Easy, buddy.
And there in 1974...
You're done, bud. Keep it south of the Canadian border and you'll be safe.
Well, Jay... There in 1974 to a cool 70s groove driving around in the Sticky Mobile. Sure was an El Camino.
Well, let's get a look at it. We haven't popped.
Let's see the Sticky Mobile. Yeah.
Yeah.
Captain Sticky, a regular Dave Thomas from Wendy's, I have to imagine. He specifically was
slinging it.
Was fighting nursing home abuse.
He's slinging that never frozen beef. That's a good thing to put into. Very good thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, seriously.
He also busted people who were attempting to pull off health insurance fraud.
Sure.
I'm not sure if that was for the people as much.
A la Say Anything, the classic Cameron Crowe movie. You know, the dad's got a nursing home, but as he's taking care of the old people, he's fleecing them for their insurance money, basically, is what's happening.
Oh, so Captain Sticky needed to come and help John Cusack's Ione Sky's dad.
Yeah, ooh, that's a deep cut for an actress there, yeah.
For an actress?
The dad, of course, also from Frasier, dad fame.
Oh.
Jim, I can't remember, John
something.
John Primbrand. Nice fellow.
John Primbrand.
Yep, we all know him from the classics. Anyways.
Interesting. When I watched Say Anything, I had not yet watched Frasier.
Gotcha.
Now I have seen both of those things. Is the new reboot of Frasier going to be good without Niles? Sound off in the comments. Captain Sticky also fought battles of consumer rights advocacy.
Wow. Okay. No.
What?
I'm curious. I'm just curious, but I don't want to stop the flow of information. My questions may be answered.
Okay. Captain Sticky testified before the Federal Trade Commission in 1978 and Congress in 1979 in costume at both times.
Whoa.
However, Captain Sticky's glorious career was put to an end when in 1986 he was arrested for renting his house out for people to film pornography in, which apparently was illegal in 1986. Captain Sticky just trying to make $1.
Should they be filming it in the street? In
the street where everybody can watch it for free?
Yeah.
So, Captain Sticky, ironically, undone.
Yeah, you know what? I take umbrage with that being a crime. It's your house. It's your fucking house.
Yeah.
If it was a crime to film pornography, then okay.
If you were renting out your house as an Airbnb, and you knew for sure, and this is 1986, but we have Airbnb already, and you knew for sure the people who are staying there are going to fuck.
Yeah.
Is that a crime? If you knew for sure the people who are going to fuck are going to film it, is that a crime?
Running? Is that a crime?
If the people that are filming them fucking are going to sell the film of them fucking, is that a crime?
Is that a crime?
But I think we see what's really going on here.
It's kangaroo court.
Absolutely.
Sticky kangaroo court.
All corruption, all by God.
They got him, goddammit.
They got Captain Sticky. That's all the information I have on Captain Sticky. Did you have a question that was not answered by that?
No, what was his costume?
I didn't find a picture of Captain Sticky, but I actually did not look that hard.
Maybe it's like the sticky traps for rats and bugs, facing outwards,
Yeah.
covering his whole body.
Yeah, because he's trying to catch all the rats in the nursing homes / consumer.
He doesn't need handcuffs. He just goes up to them and hugs them. He says,
then they
"Throw
can't get away
us
until
both in the slammer." Yeah, it's Captain Sticky.
Throw us both in. I'll get out when this dries, but they'll stay in here.
Exactly.
That's pretty good. There are numerous laws against like how much vigilantism and citizens arrest are permitted in all the various places. I didn't decide to stick with too much of that because
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, not a lot of it. So then, okay. We're going to keep staying in the U.S. Most of these are going to go quite a bit faster from here on out. But first of all, I need to know if you're familiar with Master Legend, because he is from your home state.
Florida?
That's right.
I mean, I'm sure there's no shortage of vigilantes from Florida.
They would need them.
Yeah. No, I'm not familiar. Master Legend.
Okay, Master Legend, Florida guy. He mostly in the charity vein. Are you familiar with Killdozer?
Oh, yeah. Killdozer's pretty fucking cool, actually.
Killdozer is a wild-ass story. My understanding of it is that nobody was harmed by Killdozer's actions.
No,
only property damage,
only property,
and he
yeah.
planned it that way.
He should have named it Property Damage Dozer.
Property damage. Yes, you really should have. So just brief recap of Killdozer. This guy got unfairly ousted from a job that was like not even that good to begin with. Fell on hard times. Built an impenetrable tank fortress and planned a route where he could destroy all the buildings that were owned by the owner of this, what he considered to be a corrupt company.
Such a great lead up. Like, I got ousted at a job that wasn't really that great to begin with, got fired. Constructed an indestructible bulldozer armed, like, yeah. Just like, oh, I'm fired? Okay.
Okay, well, time to begin my weekend plans.
Frankly, yeah, waiting for an excuse.
Yes.
The vibe, really.
You know, Killdozer, complicated, an anti-hero, most likely.
Yeah.
But, again, planned his route so that nobody would be harmed except the bottom dollar
material holdings of the company.
And then met his end on his own terms.
Yeah, he didn't put an exit hatch on the Killdozer.
No, he knew that Killdozer would be a brief, bright candle.
Yeah, it was a kill myself dozer while causing property damage. Dozer.
Moving on, the Shadow Hare.
Ooh.
Operates out of Milford, Ohio. And armed with pepper spray, tasers,
busy,
and handcuffs, I'm certain him and Master Legend probably having a big competition. He once dislocated his shoulder while assisting a woman being robbed. He was around for many, many years, and he would frequent Cincinnati public events, especially ones that he suspected may turn violent, and he would use his catchphrase. And, okay. Sometimes people in Ohio have a southern accent.
Mm-hmm.
So the Shadow Hare does.
Okay.
So this is his catchphrase. I see the shadows of shadows. That's what Shadow Hare would say.
Nah. No.
I see the shadows of shadows.
Yeah.
Not for you?
I don't think it really works. Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
He got part of a big whole thing, blah, blah, blah. He disappeared, and in early 2011, a television journalist named Brian Hamrick investigated the disappearance and revealed that the Shadow Hare had joined a branch of the military, the United States military. Shadow Hare went commando.
Ooh.
He's out there seeing the shadows of terrorist nations now.
Lordy. Okay.
We got Captain Oyster from Creans. We got Crimson Fist in Atlanta with the help of his wife Metadata. In Denver, we have the Wall Creeper and the Zen Blade.
They should have called her Metamama. Come on.
Mama?
Instead of metadata.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
The mamas and the datas. In Milwaukee, the Watchman and Moondragon. In Portland, Oregon, Zeta Man. In New York City, Terrifica. Of Miami, Dragonheart. Blah, 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 blah. In Manhattan, wearing a red mask and cape, the Squeegee Man, who fights grime and crime. And he ran for president in 2008.
Oh, of course he did.
Then there was also a guy right here in Tennessee who we will team up with, I'm sure, as Motorola and the one guy. In 2010, the Viper was stopped by police for patrolling the streets after midnight in a black and green mask and costume, and he said he was just a guy trying to do what's right in tights.
Okay.
Lastly, we will discuss Phoenix Jones, who is retired, but throughout the 2010s, armed with a stun gun, pepper spray, and a suit of body armor, Phoenix Jones, a professional MMA fighter in his alter ego, fought bullies, hijackers, thieves, and minor drug dealers. He was arrested in 2011 because the suspects he had apprehended claimed that he struck first. This was proven to be false. He was forced to reveal his identity in 2011. But he went back under the mask. His real identity, now in danger, went back to it. And as of the year 2015, I don't know when he retired, but as of the year 2015, confirmed by police arrests, Phoenix Jones, the most real-ass vigilante of the bunch, made over 100 successful arrests.
Whoa.
A genuine fucking vigilante.
Cool.
Out there defending the streets of Seattle is where he was doing it. Fighting crime. Vigilante. For real. Vigilante.
That's very commendable, and let's get a quick review of all the different pronunciations here.
Vigilante.
Vigilant. Vigilant. Vigilante.
Yes. Vigilantism.
I think these
Vigilante.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keeping tabs on that. All right. Well, hell. It's good that one of the lot was like actually like, effective.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Hi. This is segment 3. Segment 3, welcome back. Oh, the Metaphiles.
Hi.
Why Vigilante?
Why? Jay, why do you think vigilantes?
That's why.
Why?
Because justice ain't being served.
That's right.
And sometimes you feel like, you know what? I'm a guy here watching people order food from Five Guys, burgers and fries every day. I just sit here. Nobody else is doing anything about it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's illegal
Making
to attack a corporation through nefarious and hacker means.
Watching people have to receive their burger, their fries, and their drink in 3 separate bags.
That's right. That's exactly right. 3 separate bags.
And yes, I should
And
be the one.
I'm going to sit here on my ass watching that happen every day.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
Nah.
Can't let this injustice stand.
Yeah, you know what? When I was raised, my mama said every day when she raised me, don't let anybody buy subpar burgers.
That's right.
For exorbitant prices, and it's not even a combo.
Yeah.
Every day she's told me that.
And my mama told me, son, if there is ever somebody that needs a place to film their porn? You provide that place to them, and you make sure you get your cut of the check, son.
Yeah. But
Be
hey,
a simple kind of man.
but we live in a crazy world now, you know. Ain't like it used to
Topsy-turvy.
be. Yeah.
Yes, it is because some of the people out there, they see the injustices of the world,
Yeah.
and they think, let's do a podcast about it. Other people out there think, I'm going to strap some chainmail on and a nice hat
Mm-hmm.
and clean up the streets. Take matters into my own hands.
Clean up. Yeah, what if there was a podcast, Vigilante, where every week on their podcast, it was about crime that they reported that they believe other people are doing, and they accrue all this evidence. And like, this week the episode is, Bill Gates for, whatever.
Now, is that different from the podcast that already exists, which is called The Police Scanner?
That's a podcast?
No.
It's certainly different from that, yeah.
Oh, because it is a podcast, what you're talking about.
It's not.
Oh, but it would be. Which
Yeah.
what I'm saying would not be.
So neither of these would be podcasts? All I'm saying is that, like, they have a podcast, but the episode is about how they spent the past week accruing evidence against anybody at all, or a corporation for crimes, and that they just talk about it on that podcast.
So, okay.
Episode.
I know this isn't Leia Playas, but can we do an episode of this podcast? Can we attempt it?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, welcome to Vigilant Pod. Vigilant Pod.
Vigilant Pod, yes.
And this week I would like to discuss the horrible crimes that are being committed by Dave, who works at the gas station up the street from me,
Whoa.
who I brought in my cup from their establishment. They say that that there are free refills. I brought in my cup, and Dave told me I could not refill it the next day. I had to pay for a new cup.
Break for an ad.
Yeah, MeUndies, moisture wicking fabric.
Wow. So it wouldn't be
It's not like that.
quite that. Yeah. Maybe if Dave.
Dave should go to jail. I shouldn't have used the word Dave, by the way. We're not talking about Dave Thomas of Wendy's.
Oh no.
But it's too late.
It don't. No, I didn't make the connection. Let's say Dave was.
Fred.
Let's say Dave was Fred, and
Should I go back and fix it in post? Make every time I said Dave in the last few minutes, make it be Fred?
no, it's okay.
Okay.
It's just Leia Playas. Let's say Fred, formerly Dave, was guilty of some actual crimes.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And so you just be like, I saw him do this. On this CCTV camera, so I saved it from the public website, and here it is. And you see, this is his name, Fred.
Yeah.
Not
I got
Dave.
one. I got a crime Fred could be doing,
Sure,
I think.
take it easy on him.
Well, we'll see. Fred, he doesn't work at a gas station anymore. He works at a liquor store now.
Ooh.
Okay?
And he's no longer Dave.
He's no longer Dave. He's Fred. But really, he's not even Fred. He's Victor.
Oh.
And what Victor is doing is taking all the Goldschlager
Mm-hmm.
and he's pouring it through a special filtration
Collecting
system.
all the gold.
Collecting all the gold.
Oh,
and
diabolical.
rebottling it, resealing it, so that everybody thinks Goldschlager, full bottle, unopened. What the heck? I just got home and realized no gold in this. Victor's already in Mexico selling all the gold.
And Goldschlager that he brews himself.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
ingenious. Wow. You cut down on the gold price in Goldschlager by 100%.
Yes, and Victor is reaping all the profits.
Wow.
Who can stop him? This podcast.
You're talking
can.
about Dave from the gas station, right?
That was not his real name.
What? That was not his real name.
And here on Vigilant Cast, we're telling you the real story.
It's all just like drug paranoia. He's doing it, man. He's selling that shit in Mexico.
There's no explanation. I've come home with a bottle of Goldschlager, no gold in it. There's no other explanation.
Dave's like, there's nothing in it. You drank all of it. There was no gold in it because there's no.
Also, my name is Dave. It's never
Dave,
Fred.
here's my license. Victor?
Victor.
You should stop podcasting, man.
Okay, well, thanks for coming on, Dave. Dave is here, man.
Wow.
Yeah. Good podcast.
Entertaining. Mm-hmm.
You were saying off mic, you were wondering about Phoenix Jones.
Yeah.
I forget what you were wondering about it. But
Well, it was like, did he... how did he make them all successful arrests to where, like, he knew they were doing a crime or they knew they did a crime before he took vigilante action?
Right, and you were sort of
detain them.
maybe hinting at that perhaps he was on the inside in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Infiltrating, undercover, or perhaps playing both sides of the law.
I don't know about all that. He might have had a simpler method to, like, actually know when it was time to do an arrest. Quote unquote.
He might have been
Detain.
listening to Vigilant Cast.
Or maybe he was right there, but then it was like his word against theirs. That's not super solid. I'm just
Maybe he just like hung out in the bad neighborhoods of Seattle, and then when he saw something starting to go down, he was like, "That's fucking cool, guys. Keep doing it. I want to do this with you.
Yeah.
Hang on 1 second. I got to go to my car, grab my drugs, and we'll sell them together.
You guys just stay right here. I'm going to go
Stay
get
right
my
here.
drugs.
take me a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Then he goes to car, puts the suit on, comes back, says, "Hey, I already busted that other guy you were just hanging out with. He's already in jail. Don't worry about
And
him.
he got his drugs.
Don't worry about him anymore.
Nice.
Now I don't think what you're doing is cool. I don't know if he said he did think it was cool, but I don't."
Yeah. Times 100.
Yeah, times 100. Phoenix Jones.
But why?
Why?
Inside the Vigilantes studio.
James. I think. Yeah, I think if you were out there and you're seeing all this happen, and you're an MMA fighter, or a guy who's got a car that he can easily turn into the sticky mobile, why not?
Yeah. Do you remember in the 90s there was a guy with a grass car? Do you remember that? The grass car?
No.
It was... Okay, it was a car.
No, there wasn't.
It was grass.
Nah.
The
Cars are
outside
made
of
of metal.
He covered the outside of it in grass.
Why?
Apparently because back then that was enough to give you nationwide fame for years on end.
Okay. He didn't do anything else?
He just covered the car in grass. That's all he did.
Okay.
But I never knew, I just remember that. I don't remember much from the 90s. Nah, just because I was a young one.
Spice Girls, Grass Car, 9/11,
9 Inch Nails.
9 Inch Nails, Y2K. The last thing that ever happened in the 1990s was Y2K. 1999, 11:59:59.
Mm.
The very last nanosecond of the 90s is Y2K going to happen? 12 o'clock. It didn't.
Yeah. So strange. So fucking strange.
Yeah. Were you scared of Y2K? Were you scared of 9/11?
No, I definitely wasn't.
I was.
Oh, fuck, man. That's how it went. You know, I just realized that's fucking how it went, man.
For what?
They fucking... So Y2K didn't work out the way they wanted with, like, ultimate control. And they were like, fuck, man, people didn't believe Y2K. People didn't fucking believe Y2K.
We gotta do it
try
with another number.
Let's bomb the World Trade Center in 9/11 with two
Let's-
fucking planes, man.
On our next one, though,
Yeah.
let's not do letters and numbers. It's too confusing.
That's what fucked it up.
That's what fucked it up. Let's go all letters or all numbers.
Yeah.
So, what about like BAM? Bam.
Do you remember
Buildings,
where you
buildings,
were on
and man, where'd those buildings go?
BAM? Buildings in Mania.
Oh yeah. Bam.
Yeah, see, that's how it actually happened. Y2K didn't actually work out because it's supposed to do what 9/11 did.
That's right.
But then 9/11 happened, man. And then 92K11
92K11. Yes.
at the same time, man.
Yeah. 92,011. On that date, pay attention. On the date 92,011, something very important is going to happen.
Prepare yourselves, prepare your family.
Yes.
Prep. You got to prep.
Prepare all
for the
of
year
your
92,000.
yeah, prepare all of your robot wives and husbands and
Yep.
all of that.
Have your grignacks stored down in your bunker, or else you're going to starve and your green blood will. I don't know.
Absolutely. And keep
Trying to
your
read the future.
grignacks separate from the green blood because they
course.
will, of course, gain consciousness if they touch each other.
Of course.
And we just don't need all that noise.
Yeah.
So loud. We have broken it wide open here, and I think it's probably time that we reveal that we are, in fact, vigilants, vigilance, and all of the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole of Metaphiles podcast has been an alter ego, and we have been, in fact, hosting the Vigilant cast this entire time. And if you'll notice, if you go back through all of our episodes, and please go ahead and rewatch every episode up to this one, you will notice that we stopped a crime in every single one.
Mm-hmm. Maybe a small crime.
Sure. And some of the crimes we stopped have not even come to light yet.
That's true.
But they're in there.
When it comes to justice, we don't split hairs.
Nope. We split people from not being in prison.
You're right.
That's what we split.
Right down the middle, yeah. So why vigilantes? I mean, it's really pretty straightforward. It's just taking justice as perceived by you to be necessary.
Yeah.
Into your own hands. Because it
And-
ain't going to get served otherwise.
Yes.
And yeah, I think, you know what? I think if it's really justice that really needs to get served, it should be.
Really justice that really needs to get served.
Should be served.
Should be. Really. Should be really.
Sure. Bold stance. I don't know.
It is. We're the first to ever say that justice is good. I mean, Metallica said justice for all. They didn't say justice is good.
It's true. Don't put words in their mouth.
I never would. Yeah. I would sooner call into question Phoenix Jones's legitimacy than have James Hetfield come beat me up. Which he could, and I think would. And he could. James Hetfield could beat me up.
You could take him, man.
I don't know.
Yeah, you could.
I mean, he's kind of older now, but...
Well, we have the fight right in here. Let's see how it goes.
Let's see it.
Whoa.
Oh.
I would like to see the faces in Vegas. Odds after that. Whoa.
I can't believe it. Or I can.
I don't know whether to believe it or not.
Let's not decide.
Okay.
Instead, let's go ahead and do our work. The Vigilantes, of course, go to Pinewood.
Yeah.
They're not going to be needed up there, but it would be nice if they get their just rewards and get to just chill out.
Yeah.
If they can. If they get to Pinewood Heaven and they're in the sweet here ever after, and they're still out there like pepper spraying everybody just because they don't know any other way, then, maybe you have a timeout of 100 years or so.
No, I think they all would have a strong enough sense of justice, so they would all recognize up in Pinewood that through our clear wisdom, we've not placed anything up there that would offend justice.
No,
obviously,
certainly not.
And so they'd be like, they would not they wouldn't be triggered into performing their violent justice, their violent, unsanctioned justice-seeking behaviors. Yes.
The Vigilantes who are out there going against the letter of the law, putting safety of regular people in danger.
That's right.
Being very reckless, being very, frankly, very thoughtless, are great guys and should go up there. And
you're done, bud. But no, Pinewood for sure.
Pinewood for sure.
Including the Canadian fellas. Because at least they were doing something.
Yeah, their hearts are probably in the right place.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we need to know the twist, the lesson, the villain. We have dished out so many good lessons this whole episode. Dave Thomas fucks. All corruption, all by God.
I have the twist.
Should we save it, though? Let's save it.
Okay.
Let's just the lesson. The lesson is whatever the most recent thing we said in the episode that sounded like it was going to be the lesson, because that was my favorite one. So it's that. Rewind to the beginning of segment 3. Watch back to this point. It's that one. That work?
I mean, I guess so.
Okay. The villain of the Vigilante, or should the twist come first?
The villain? No, what is it?
The Joker.
What? Why?
I don't know. Corruption is the villain of... No, that's the origin point of Vigilante. The villain of the Vigilante, I got it. Gas prices. Because any Vigilante that's trying to go stop a crime, he's got to get there in his own station wagon, his own sticky mobile. These gas prices are going up. It's probably preventing a lot of them from...
Or his mobile is covered in grass. Well, what is, like, in every vigilante scenario, what's the thing that causes him to become a vigilante? Like, justice is not being served. So maybe the people who fail to serve justice are the villains.
Yeah. You're right. In a topic such as this, it is kind of cut and dried like that. The villain of a vigilante, villainy.
Crime.
The winds of crime. Ever blowing.
Yeah.
What's our twist, Jason Ford?
The twist is just the the vigilantes are actually villains being paid off by the people who are doing crimes that don't get caught.
Oh, wow.
So the vigilantes are just paid to put on a show. And so some actual crime going on just gets overlooked.
So what you're saying is we need vigilantes who go out and fight the vigilantes so that a new, better wave of vigilantes can rise up. Not those ones, but other ones.
I don't think that would be the answer, no.
Oh. So we should not go beat up Phoenix Jones and hope that Seattle is better for it?
Right.
Okay. Wow. Depressing twist. What's the solution?
Well, we just pay attention to real crime.
Okay.
Corporate crime.
So everybody, and that's the lesson, is pay attention to
Enron.
crime. Pay attention to Enron is the
Pay
lesson.
attention to corporate crime.
Pay attention to Enron.
Yeah. That's the twist.
That's the twist. So that's all of them. Got anything else? I feel that justice was served here today.
Hell yeah.
I feel like we made the streets of YouTube a little safer tonight.
No doubt. The
Absolutely.
Metaphiles spotlight
Definitely.
scene in the sky.
Definitely. And let's go ahead and just see that for 1 second.
Oh.
Yes. Oh,
We better get out there.
we have to go. There's a podcast in need out there in the streets. So from the Motorola,
To the one guy.
this is the part of the sign-off that I say.
The part of science that I say.
Bye. Hello there. It's almost the end of the show, but not quite. I'm Zach Caffrey,
I'm Jason Ford.
and you just watched the episode of Metaphiles that you watched, and now you're seeing this, and it's the part where we say, it's like us, subscribe to us, comment about it,
Get on our shit.
get on it, build a little community with us. You're all a part of it. It's a nice little world we have here.
It's just a big ball of liking and subscribing and comments.
And it's wonderful to do. And you like doing it. You do.
You do.
You do.
Yeah, you do.
And this week, why not make a comment about bye.
Bye-bye.
Metaphiles.